People. Que pasa, suck, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News. Now, people, the biggest thing that is buzzing in the news, social media, in our real life, is that we see that the office of the DPP, Paula Llewellyn and their prosecutors, they filed a notice to Mr. Rushane Barnett that they are going to be seeking the DEATH penalty in this case. Mr. Barnett is the man that is accused, the sole suspect in the takeaway of a family in Clarendon, mother, 3 kids, one 15, one 10, one little boy, 23 months old. So therefore, you know that the whole of Jamaica, they were hunting for his head. Everybody wants to see him get the maximum time. Even better yet, they are seeking the death penalty. Now, people, I am going to give you a brief history as it pertains to that in Jamaica. The last time in which that penalty was implemented in Jamaica, 1988. Do the maths. 30 odd years ago. That's the last time. I am going to give you the most recent case history. 2009, a case called Trimingham. A man was charged for the takeaway. They seek the DEATH penalty. It went to the appeals court. It was thrown out because they said that it did not meet the criteria of the worstest of the worstest. It was mostly something of passion. So therefore, it was not disgusting, despicable enough. Fast forward the next time in which they wanted the DEATH penalty. 2012, a man named Jeffrey Perry. Just like Mr. Rushane Barnett, Mr. Jeffrey Perry was accused of taking away some family members. Only thing, it is 3 people in this case. One of them 13, one 14. So therefore, people were outraged just like Mr. Barnett. However, here's the thing. When this case was to be sentenced, the lawyer, the defense appealed it. And this is why it was thrown out. That means that he did not receive the DEATH penalty. It met the criteria. They said that it was despicable, one of the worst of the worst that Jamaica has ever seen. This man did not show any sort of remorse. This man was not deemed to be rehabilitated, could be rehabilitated, and there was no other way that the family could have seek or gotten justice in this case. So people, you see the 3 criterias. First thing first, it has to be the worstest of the worst. This person don't seem to be rehabilitatable. And also, there is no other way in which the family or the victim could get justice unless this person is put to DEATH. So people, I just show you the 3 criterias and why it might be difficult, and the fact that the last time was 1988 in which it was successful. Here's the next thing. Most of the countries who we deem to be civilized countries, with probably the exception of America, they don't have DEATH penalty. However, here is the difference with Jamaica and America. Most of the persons in which Jamaica are dependent on for loans, for grants, they are anti-DEATH penalty. As it pertains to America, we see them kind of conflicting. Roe versus Wade, ABORTION. We see as it pertains to the Piper rules up there, pretty much conflicting once again. We say so as it pertains to DEATH penalty. This is mostly in states with the highest crime, the highest homicide rate. So therefore, the places with the highest DEATH is the place that have it. So people, this probably shows most people that it does not work. It is not a deterrent from people doing the same thing over and over again. They implement it because the MURDER rate was high. However, it is not going to stop any sorts of people. Now people, here's the next thing that most experts are going to say. Most experts are going to say that the DEATH penalty in a civilized country, civilized world, it is mostly for revenge. However, as a civilized nation, is revenge really justice? Is this going to stop most people from doing the same thing over and over again? Since, in the case of Jamaica, since Mr. Rushane Barnett was locked up, did anything change in Jamaica? If Mr. Rushane Barnett gets the DEATH penalty, is that going to stop a next youth that think like him, prejudge like him, have anger management, have evilousness, have demonic stuff in them heart? Is it going to stop a next person like him? And people, most experts are going to say nay or no. So people, the moral of the story is this. This is just the DPP being responsible. This is just the DPP on some sorts of PR campaign because they are listening to the cries of the public. They have listened to the grieving family members in which Barnett took out. So therefore they are doing the responsible thing. That with the fact that had they not filed notice of seeking the DEATH penalty, when sentencing time come, they could not get that. That is one of the criterias. However, people, like I said, here is where it gets tricky. Based on some information, it is said that this man, him confess, they had a couple of interviews, so that is why they are seeking this DEATH penalty. Does his crime fit the worstest of the worst? Definitely it fits that criteria. Is this man rehabilitatable? He is 23 years old. If him get a life sentence, he's going to be out maybe when he's 40, 45 or so. Is he rehabilitatable? Does he have a criminal history of doing stuff like this? Was this a one-off thing? And people, we've heard that him create all sorts of problems in Trelawny. Him joke up him father. However, none of those cases were before the court. So therefore, if him get life without the possibility of parole, would that be sufficient? Would the court, would most judges and people, you have to understand, sometimes these cases go in the hands of some judges. And if this judge is pro or anti DEATH, then you know the result that you're going to get. So therefore, the fact that it is said that this man shows some sort of remorse, does that mean that he does not fit that criteria of not being rehabilitatable? And then the next thing, is this the only way that the family can get justice? So those are the three criteria in which somebody can be SENTENCED to death. Now people, like me say, this man is lawyer. Well, he doesn't have a lawyer right now. So therefore, he went to court and he is going to get a lawyer more than likely the next time that he goes back to court. So people, me just show you the type of SHIT this man put himself into, the type of problems that he is facing. It is not something that we see regular in a Jamaica, because people like me say, it have to fit the worstest of the worst, the most disgusting, the most despicable, the most heinous, the most everything that is bad before you fall into that category. 1988, 2009, 2012, fast forward, 2022, 4 times in the last 40 years or so. So people, may just show you. Now people, when we think about the fact that this man is only 23-year-old, this man pretty much the most outrageous thing that Jamaica has ever seen. So what do we consider the worstest of the worst? Because let's face it, in the latest survey done by professional surveyors, Jamaica was ranked the number 2 most dangerous, most murderous place. So therefore, it seems as if we've set the bar so high or the bar so low as it pertains to what to be deemed as being the worstest of the worst, that it takes a particular unusual circumstance or case to qualify to get the DEATH penalty. Because the truth and the fact is that, like I said, with all of these people taking away people in a Jamaica on a daily basis, it seems as if you have to set some sort of example. But people like me say, it is usually the experts speak. It is usually the people with money. The fact that Jamaica is dependent, the fact that Jamaica gets grant from a lot of these persons, these countries who claim to be civilized society, with the exception of America, of course. Jamaica can't make its own decision. Their decision is based ulterior motive. Them know that them need the money. So therefore, they are going to vote according. They are going to make decisions according. So what you see right now is actually just a PR stunt. It is damage control as it pertains to the justice system. And while this youth definitely deserves it, while I said in my latest video as it pertains to that topic, if this was a case, a benchmark, a landmark case, to say yes, this youth deserve it, this would be this youth, Mr. Rushane Barnett. However, people, like me say, only time will tell. Point blank and period. So people, at the end of the day, I am just giving you my facts. I am giving you my opinion. I am stating what is going on and why they are doing what they are doing. So therefore, let me know in the comment section if you think that him deserve it, or you think that he is possibly rehabilitated. And people, when we think about the fact of what this man did, and when we think about the fact of how serious these jails or prison in Jamaica are, the chance of this youth going in and coming out is very slim. I would assume, my judgment, if I was a betting man, I would say that somebody more than likely is going to take him out before him sentence done, if it done none at all in his lifetime. So people, like me say, it is just my views and opinion. It is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine, but let me know what you think in the comment section. Bless up.